Studio 274 presents Brianna's Southern Kitchen. And here with this week's recipe, your host, Brianna Wesson.
Yes, straight down into New Orleans. And this time, I know a lot of people think that, oh my God, gumbo is going to take so much time, it's going to cost so much money. But actually, we're going to cut the time down and we're going to cut your pockets down as well. It's only going to be, what, $20? How about that? So all my single mothers out there and all the college students that's on a budget, you're going to eat really good on a budget. So today we're going to start off with mainly my family does a side of cornbread to go with our gumbo. So that's what we're going to start off with, the simplest thing to get it out of the way and get you more time to get ready for that game, to watch the game, or whatever else that you want to do. Just mingle with friends. Of course, you're going to follow the instructions of your main Jiffy bread. The instructions, your cornbread is going to come out really nice, but it's just the instructions of, I use about 3 boxes. So 3 eggs, because there's 1 egg for each box, 3 eggs, probably about a cup of milk, and then you're just going to keep stirring that really well until it gets really all the lumps and things out. You're going to put it in the oven, preheat that for about 350 degrees, leave it in there, keep an eye on it, and while you're doing that, it's going to come out great, although I'm not the best cutter of cutting up cornbread, but that's what it's going to come out as. And while that's in the oven cooking, we're going to go on to our next ingredients, and the next easiest thing is also the rice. So you're going to need about a bag of rice. You really don't need that much butter or anything, but you're gonna take the rice and you're gonna put it in your pot, about this big mainly, with mainly like a cup of water. Maybe just a cup is pretty well. You're gonna heat up your stove, medium, high, and low, and let that cook. And then we're gonna go on to your shrimp, and mainly you don't need that much shrimp, maybe like 100 to 150 shrimps, really tiny shrimp, unless you're just like a really shrimp fan and you love seafood, you're going to get those big chunks. And there goes a little bit higher, so the bigger you go, the more it's going to cost. But anyway, after that, you're going to put that in your pot. Dump all that in there. You're going to put that in your pot, and you're going to let it sit on your stove. So we're going to act like this is a stove. You're going to sit this on your stove. You're going to let that boil. While that's boiling, we're going to get all of your other main ingredients, mainly like your celery. You're going to have some onions. You're going to have your green peppers, and of course all your wonderful seasoning. Because what's gumbo without spices, right? So once you get all that together, you're going to cut up each one of your ingredients. So you're going to cut up your onions, cut it in half mainly, and just cut that up into pieces. You're going to take your green pepper. Make sure you do not get any seeds when you cut up your green pepper, because that's terribly not good at all. And then you're going to cut up your celery. Make sure when you have your celery that you try to cut off the stem and the root of it, because those are really not the good parts. But anyway, you're just going to cut in that way of angle. Actually, I think I'm going to just go ahead and show you that. Just going to cut it like that. And it's that simple. And if you want them even smaller, you're just going to take them and you're going to cut them in half in those little tiny pieces. And that's about how small they should be. They shouldn't be no bigger than that. So once you get that done, I have that actually ready for you guys. So that's how that's going to come out. You're just going to mix all of that together with your green pepper and your celery and your onions. So that's all that in there. And if there's anything that you do not like, please, you just don't have to put it in there in no time at all. But we're going to set all this out, and when we come back, we're going to actually have everything just about ready for you guys. So when we come back, we're going to have the celery, everything cut up. We're going to get started on that gumbo. I know you guys are ready for that. I'm more excited than anything. So we're going to get ready on that gumbo and cut up our sausage and all things like that. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Do not change that dial. Thank you.
Are you tired of your fishing rod not holding up in moments when it counts? Never worry about that again. Introducing the new state-of-the-art Patriot Rod, the only rod you'll ever use again. The Patriot Fishing Rod is ultra-sensitive, lightweight yet durable and flexible. This rod has new titanium-infused technology, which sets it apart from every other rod. Plus, new Teflon-coated eyelets, which makes for a smooth cast and reel. Call today and receive your very own Patriot Rod.
Hi, and welcome back to Brianna's Southern Kitchen. And you guys, we got a lot of things done while you were watching that commercial. Thanks, shout out to our sponsors for that. Thank you so much. But we're gonna get started. Okay, so I have all the celery and green pepper, and right about now our shrimp is all good to go, and our cornbread is actually done and out of the oven, so you don't have to worry about that. You're just gonna dump all that celery, that green pepper, we're gonna put that in there, and you're gonna get to stirring all that together. And also don't forget to drain your shrimp and all that. And also we have a lot of people, I know thinks that gumbo is a little fatty on the fatty side, so a lot of people that are on a good diet, you can have your organic chicken broth. You're gonna take that, and you're not gonna pour that much in there, maybe like half of a cup. You're gonna pour that in there. How do we use this? You're gonna pour that in there, and then your most ingredient is the Campbell gumbo soup. That's going to be the main ingredient instead of actually having to add all your oils and flour and make all your stuff thick. You're just going to take that, and I got the kind where you don't have to use cup holder. And that also actually has some rice in it as well. So once you have that in there, you're just going to keep getting that together. You're going to stir that up and let that sit some more. And actually, I like some pretty thick sausage with mine. So watch that looks great. Hey, that looks great. Look at there. You're gonna take your sausage and you're just gonna cut it up in the pieces that you like. Nice sized pieces of your sausage. Probably get most of that whole thing in there. You can actually get the whole thing. I just actually did pretty much half because we're serving not that many people, like 5 to 10 people that are at your house. You know, not that many people come out. Unless you have a big party, then you can actually do way more sausage and way more shrimp than you actually want or you actually need. So once you have that in there, you're just gonna take that sausage. A lot of people put it on the pan, so you can actually pan fry it first and then put it inside of your gumbo, but sometimes my family just likes to take it, since it's all going to be boiling, and just put it all inside of our gumbo. So you let that sit on the oven, on your stove, and it's probably like, I would say keep it at like a medium high. Don't have it too high and don't have it too low, because unless you really want it to go for a very long time, you're going to put it on very low so it'll cook at a long time. But also, I am not your average Southern belle. I love me some spices, okay? So we're gonna have our Louisiana hot sauce. What other hot sauce is better than Louisiana? Hello. And then we're gonna have some of our cayenne pepper, and of course our Creole seasoning. I'm going back to my roots on that part. Creole seasoning, sometimes you can add in some lemon pepper and just regular pepper with that. And if you actually taste it and you don't think it just it's as much spices, you can add as much as you want to. It's not going to be a problem, but I actually like adding a whole lot, so I just really just get all in there, just dump that all in there, basically. So you might want to be prepared at the end of this, when we have our gumbo done, you might want to get a cup of water while you too, because I'm a spice girl and it's going to be a pretty little spicy. But anyway, that's how I see gumbo as well. And there's also different ways you can do gumbo. If you don't like some things, if you don't like a lot of your meats in here, you can take the sausage out and just have a regular seafood gumbo. And also, I didn't add that in there, but because you know we're being on the budget. Also, you can add in your crabs, you can add in your lobster, you can add in your crawfish, anything that you want, you can put it in that gumbo, because the gumbo is really just a mixture of all the things that you love, and serve it all together. And that's what we all love about in Louisiana, is the spices as well. So I love that part. Also, after you're done, it's gonna come to a big boil, and most of it's gonna come together, especially once you add in your rice. Adding your rice inside of there, it's gonna come in I put mine in a really big pot, so it's gonna come in a big pot. It's gonna be a little bit more soupy, so you kind of want to keep adding in your water there. It's gonna be a bit more soupy, and you can also eat it. I have the cornbread. You can also eat it with your cornbread, but you also can eat it like it's regular soup. You know, you can have your crackers and everything. So that also, and a lot of people don't really like just having in your gumbo and, you know, having your rice in there together. So you also can have it separate. So with that, we have an actual bowl with just our rice in it. So when you pour your gumbo on top, you can just pour your gumbo on there. You can actually just go ahead and pour your rice on top instead of just having it all there together. So that's what we're gonna do. Take your gumbo, and there you go, right there. And guess where you learned that at? Here at Brianna's Southern Kitchen. Thank you guys. See you next.